Welcome, everyone, to this segment of AutoCrit's Coffee Break. My name is Bekah Brinkmeier, your host. I am a best-selling author and author coach here at AutoCrit, and I am so excited to be sitting down with Nathan White today. And Nathan, welcome to our coffee
Thank you.
break.
Thank you. Welcome.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself as an author, what you write, and what's inspired you to create your work?
Well, I'm the youngest of three. I've had a unique life. I have cerebral palsy. In spite of what you may think, it really hasn't affected my brain. At least my wife says so. So at this point, what I have done is I found writing a very safe place, a
Mhm.
uh, a place that you can do things that you never thought possible. And the idea of writing good stories and um, things that people would want to read has been a real encouragement for me.
It's fantastic. I think that's how when people ask me about my work, I write predominantly genre fiction, usually romance, but at the heart of it, it's that I can't imagine a period of time where I'm not telling a story. I love the art of storytelling. I love being able to connect with people that way, and it sounds like that is one of the drivers that you have as well in your own work.
Yeah, it's now of course my family would say I always tell stories, but yeah, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Um, so as we get into it, and as someone you do have a book out.
Yes.
I think that every author, myself included, faces challenges in the editing process at some
Oh yes.
point during it. It can be a slog to get through editing, and sometimes we can breeze through some parts, but then other parts it's just staring at your manuscript going, I don't know what I've done. What is one editing tip that you have that you would like to share with our audience about kind of how you try to make things a little easier for yourself?
Well, I know when I first started, some 30 some odd years ago, afraid to write in the first place. Um,
Hmm.
I used to type, and all I had was a manual typewriter. Now, with advent of technology, the biggest thing that I find is easier now is to literally do the dictation from the microphone, to speak it.
Hmm.
And in most cases, because I've trained to speak to some degree, uh, I find it easier to do the initial story. Then I go back and after a day or so, then I go back and chop it apart. Uh, that's where AutoCrit comes in. That's where some of the other editing software comes in that I can actually, um, if I hear it, I can hear where something's off.
Hmm.
And generally that helps.
Yeah, I actually write quite a bit via dictation as well. It's became a huge game changer for me with I have young children, so I'm constantly on the go. And so being able to take my writing with me if I'm dropping off to rehearsal or practice or going to, waiting for daycare pickup or so on and so forth, I'm able to still get my words in using dictation. Now, I personally dictate into the writer's desk here at AutoCrit, so we have our smart dictation feature built in. You said that you use AutoCrit to help clean up after dictation. Is
Yes,
that correct?
yes.
Um, so I guess how has AutoCrit kind of helped you refine your craft? Has it helped you catch issues that you might have otherwise missed? What is your favorite part of using our tools?
Well, besides the actual editing part, the thing that has been the big issue, and I think it's a spurring from a personal issue, I would say,
Mhm.
to be able to do the um, what beta reader or something of that nature to actually get it evaluated to do the planning portion where it lays it all out, and it's basically been a real confidence booster to see, hey, this chapter really stayed in line with what the plan was. I mean, I wrote stuff out and it actually flowed the right way and it sounds good. And to hear yeah, I do the commas and I do all the basic editing, but to finally see that, yeah, this makes sense, it builds your confidence. And doing the editing right actually builds your confidence too.
It does. I think that I've had so many people write in to support that have said after they run the analyzer a couple times, and I like to go chapter by chapter first
Mhm.
because a lot of being someone who writes genre fiction, I need to make sure that I didn't accidentally like leave some horrific plot thread open somewhere. It does happen from time to
Yes,
time. And I love being able to go and say, okay, this chapter's okay from this perspective, and I can go through that. And then I like that I can run it as many times as I want because I do revise as I'm going through.
yes,
So at the end, I want to run it again to
yes,
make
definitely,
to
yes.
make sure. What can I say? I absolutely have a high need for feedback in my own writing, and having this available to me 24/7 has been hugely validating as an author. You know, one of the things that we talk a lot about here at AutoCrit is the need for consistency, right? Like you, as an author, if you want to keep writing, we need to have some sort of habit or writing constantly. We do have those goal, I don't know if you've used them, the goal trackers that'll tell you how many days in a row that you've written. But I find for me, as long as I write something every day, that helps keep writer's block at bay. That doesn't take it away completely, but it helps keep that creativity going.
There are times when I have to stop the writing.
Hmm.
I actually pick up my guitar and
Oh.
start to do music. Since I do music, um, I've done stuff for church, done worship songs, have a CD, those kind of things. So to
Hmm.
step away for a minute to do the music, do some worship, or do some other things. I mean, I love video games. Don't get me wrong. I love video games. So that's another thing. But generally, if I step away, focus on something else for half an hour, generally, most of my blocks are gone. That's the most humorous thing about all this writing is um, English was one of my worst subjects in school. I literally, the only reason I graduated with high marks was that was the major focus that I worked on the most the last 6 months of my high school, and that's the one I got the highest grade in. How that happens, I don't know. Anyway, but that's the kind of thing I step away to do something else. But doing the music and spending time in music and singing tends to turn things over and things change.
I think that's a great suggestion, and I know that a lot of us have writing playlists that people that you listen to. I certainly have I have many playlists depending on what I'm writing that I listen to, but having a playlist that helps you, or even just music that if you don't play your own music, having something to listen to when you're feeling stuck that kind of puts your brain in a different mindset. I think that's a great suggestion, and it could be really easy to implement for a lot of folks.
I remember when I first started years ago writing, it was a story called Mirrors. It was about a
Hmm.
man who didn't realize he was actually more android than human. And there were times when I would listen to movie soundtracks and I would write a particular scene because this is the timpani, the big drums, the this or that was moving in the background, and I thought it helped me write. I don't know if it did, but that's what I kept. So,
Oh, I don't know if there's science behind it, but I definitely write to scores. I don't unless I'm in a very particular mood, I don't really want to hear lyrics because I find lyrics to be distracting because my brain will want to sing along. But if there is a beautiful score, that puts me in some kind of space to write. It's
okay.
wonderful. I write small town romance to Jurassic Park all the time.
Now
I
that's
can't,
now that's a unique that's a unique
yes,
twist. That is
it
unique.
is. As of to date, there are no dinosaurs in my series, but I maintain the right to put some in someday. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's pretend that we actually did meet at a real coffee shop, and you just told me that you're an author, and I asked that question that we get frequently. What do you write? And I would love it if you wanted to pitch your work to me and and our audience in a 30-second. Why should we pick up your books?
Well, I write, I would say, religious historical fiction, soon to be writing westerns, novels, sci-fi, etc. But the other books that I've written are actual devotionals for those that want
Mhm.
to study the Bible. There's the 5-book series called The Wilderness Journey. The first book is called At All Cost. Now, with the great success of Chosen and other movies, believe it or not, I wrote this before then, just so you know. Um, it's the story of the life of Jesus from God's perspective, and how God, out of love,
Mhm.
sacrificed everything he had to bring us back to where we should be. It's a unique mix of physical events, historical events, and spiritual events. Um, Most people find it enjoyable to read. They are motivated by it. And I guess that's my 15 seconds. So 5 seconds more. There's more coming. Um,
Okay,
yeah.
I think that's fantastic. Now, where can we get a hold of this? If our audience would like a copy, where can they buy it?
Well, the main author website is the Tertulia. I say it always wrong. Tertulia.com writers website.
Okay.
It's NathanTWhiteBooks.com.
Okay.
NathanTWhiteBooks.com and Amazon actually, but that's all
And
one
on
word.
Amazon. Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today on this segment of Coffee Break. I really appreciate that you are willing to share your time, your insights, and your work with us. It has been a pleasure.
I'm really grateful just for the opportunity. Thank you.
You are so welcome, and thank you for being part of our AutoCrit Pro community. And thank you to our audience for tuning in. Keep writing, and we'll see you next time.